Today we're going to go over GOTEK's surface gauge technology and its proper application for enhancing well performance. The data set above is from a 6-hour casing and tubing pressure survey from a traditional plunger lift well.
You know who made it.
The first cycle of the survey was done with GOTEK's instrumented plunger in the well. This allows us to correlate bottom hole data with surface data. The blue line on the chart is pressure of the eye plunger and red line is temperature. We use a magnetic collar counter to locate connections between joints, which are shown in white signals on the plot. This allows us to track distance between collars and therefore derive velocity of the eye plunger as it travels through the wellbore. I'll manually set the plunger fall range, and the GOTEK plot software automatically calculates velocity, which is shown in purple. I then repeat the process for plunger rise. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to show the rise data in more detail. And now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the fall in order to show more detail as well. The pressure gradient change at my cursor is the plunger entering fluid that is accumulated in the tubing. I can then manually select this as the fluid range. Now I'm going to select the build range, which is the amount of time that the plunger is at bottom of the wellbore. Next, I'll go ahead and assign each of the ranges, and it allows our software to make range calculations automatically for dry fall, fall through fluid, build, and rise. Next, I'm going to click on the Range Statistics tab to see a quick rundown of each range, including plunger velocity, fluid levels, bottom hole pressure, and our build rate on bottom. I'm going to switch back to the plot tab and enable the pressure amplifiers, which allows us to see the plunger reaching bottom of the wellbore from surface using our cigar gauges. This is the signature we look for in order to find bottom. The eye plunger was then removed and replaced by a production plunger for the rest of this data set. I'm going to select the plunger fall ranges throughout the survey and look for that bottom indicator. Now our fall times can be found at the bottom of the plot right here. I can consistently see on bottom throughout the survey, and the cigar gauges are a great tool for determining plunger fall velocity and on bottom. In order to optimize production in plunger wells, it is imperative to know when a plunger is on bottom. Too often, operators set their fall times using estimations, then ignore wells that are consistently running. In reality, plunger fall times can vary significantly. In order to properly optimize, operators need accurate plunger fall times. This well has a little over half a barrel of fluid in the tubing and is making roughly 17 cycles per day. Another critical factor in optimizing is knowing the minimum casing pressure required to lift the fluid. Our technology can easily provide both. Many wells have too much shut-in time, which only builds up their bottom hole pressure more. Effectively lowering bottom hole pressure will increase production and revenue. Next, I'm going to click on the Analysis tab in our plot software. With inputs, our software performs a Foss-and-Gall calculation to determine the minimum and average casing pressure necessary to lift fluid effectively. I'm going to go back to our plot and check the casing pressure when the plunger is on bottom. And we can see here that we do have adequate casing pressure in order to lift the fluid and plunger. We're going to go back to the analysis page and we're going to reduce the cycle time by the unnecessary shut-in time. This well may be capable of cycling 58 times per day. Now I'm going to switch over to an Excel spreadsheet that is provided by ShellTech. David Cosby, he has an amazing Vogel IPR analysis calculator. In this model, it shows the well to be producing at 25% of Qmax. By increasing operating efficiency to 80% of Qmax, this well could increase revenue by over $5,000 per month. I hope this shows how important it is to know when a plunger is on bottom and how effective our technology is at helping you optimize. don't hesitate to reach out. Go to goteksystems.com to find out more.